Good evening, folks. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin. We've been getting together here on Wednesday evenings for 25 years or so to celebrate the early days of single sideband. Most of us are on vacuum tube radios, and this evening I'm on a completely homebrew station built by KG7TR from QST 1956 called Cheap and Easy SSB. And it is driving a Johnson Viking Courier amplifier that Richard made available to me, and I always appreciate it because it's a great amplifier to use with this station. Buy-sell trades are appropriate if they're vintage radio related, and if you're looking for some technical advice about a working on radio or radio you're working on, this may be the right place to ask for some advice because there's a lot of expertise here. Anybody need this frequency for any kind of emergencies before we kick it off? K5LYN. All right, Rusty, Rusty, did you have any earlies written down, or shall I just take what I got?
Take what you got, because no, I didn't come in here in time to get any earlies.
All right. If you were an early and you get forgotten about, let us know before we take other check-ins. All right. Hey, KC5L, Tom, I heard you first tonight. How about it? K5LYN.
Hey, good evening, Lynn, and everyone on the Boat Anchors Net. Tom, KC5L in San Antonio. And tonight we're talking on the Central Electronics 200B and the 600L amplifier, D104 microphone. And we have the Johnson Matchbox tuner in line, and homebrew doublet up about 15 feet, and we're listening on the R398. And that's about all I have here, Lynn, so back to you, KC5L.
Okay, Tom, my Central Electronics 20A and its amplifier is sitting over there hot, but the receiver I have it paired with is such a sorry excuse, I decided I'd better come over here. But maybe if I get a second chance tonight, maybe I'll join you on Central Electronics. Anything else for the group this evening, Tom?
Nope, that's about all I have.
All right, let's see if my neighbor can hear me a few blocks up the street. How about it, George? TXW, talk to us.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Hello, Lynn, and all around the net for the finest hour of amateur radio for the week. From WB5TXW in Austin, on the S-line, 32S1, 75S3, 30L1, the power supply, the speaker box, the Shure 444 microphone, antenna tuner, Heathkit 2060, and out into the woods with the 75-meter dipole or inverted V or whatever it is. And that's it. And good signals, good band, WB5TXW, over.
Okay, George, I don't know how we did it, but you and I working together got that station right, as usual. It sounds great. And by the way, let me say, I think the net's being recorded this evening. If you don't know how to listen to the recordings of the net, send me an email, k5lyn@arrl.net, and we'll get you connected up. All right, KA5CXG, how about it, Bob? Over to you. All right, maybe Bob's down the hall there. KWOZ, what do you say, Dan?
Oh, yeah, good evening, Lynn. Thanks for picking me up here. This is Dan, KWZ in Houston, running the same thing I did last week. Kenwood, TS830, and Collins 30L1. And the antenna's inverted V, about 42 feet. I was going to say on these Drake rigs, I haven't worked on one in about 4 or 5 years, I guess, so it, I forget things, but on the TR3, the TR4, and I believe also on the T4X, whatever, there's an adjustment. It's kind of an IF shift on the low rear right-hand side, top of the chassis. In the alignment process, it tells you to listen to your audio on upper and lower sidebands so that it sounds good on both sidebands, with different bands. And by adjusting this, you can make it come in to be sounding the same on both sidebands. Well, I found out that if you operate lower sideband on lower bands, and you adjust that to where you sound really good, which you can, it sounds kind of crappy on upper sideband, but who cares if you operate mainly lower? So, anyway, you might look into that, Jim. If you're playing around with the alignment there, you'll find that control back there. It's essentially an IF shift, I believe, and it does make a tremendous difference in the audio quality on those Drake rigs. KWOZ, back to
Yeah, there's another phrase in there sometimes you find, Dan, adjust it so the background noise sounds the same. And that seems to work in many cases. On my TR3, however, the crystal filter had drifted so far off, nothing worked. So I'm still looking for a solution, over.
Yeah, you're right. Make the background noise sound the same. But I wanted to make it sound like I wanted it to sound, so I just shifted that IF enough that it sounded great on lower sideband.
That'll work. All right, great signal, Dan. Anything else for the group this evening?
No, that's it. Thank you, Lynn.
All right, let's see if Mr. AI5OS, Justin, how about it? Talk to us, K5LYN.
All righty. Hey, good evening, folks. Good, lot of good signals out here tonight on the air. I'm here on the Drake TX4 and the twins here. Love getting on these things. These are a real joy to work with, and I want to really thank everybody's help in kind of educating me on how these work, on getting these working, doing about 173 watts here. So anyway, it's a real pleasure. Always look forward to coming in to work with you guys, and gotta thank WA5ZZT for entrusting me with these things. This has been a real trip. This is AI5OS.
Okay, Justin, I think you're there. I think you've got it 100%. I like the audio a lot. Doing a great job. Strong signal over here. I forgot if you told us if you had an amplifier going tonight or if you're barefooted.
No, right now I'm running barefoot, doing about 173 watts. I should try to get these hooked up to the 922 and see what they'll do. I've heard KA5CXG recommended using a foot switch. Might try that at some point. Once I kind of get some things a little more organized in here, and just see what happens. But to tell you the truth, I mean, as good as these things do, you almost don't need it.
Well, I agree. You got a great signal. There is a jack on the back to key an amplifier. It goes to ground. It's a type of some amplifiers don't like the way the keying works, but there's a ground on a contact that goes to ground on transmit that'll work in some situations. Over.
Yeah, no, totally hear you. Yeah, I'm not sure if this would actually key up a 922 or not. I mean, I think it would. You'd have to, like the pins on the back of the power supply, you'd have to go into the 922. I actually built a box that's, it has you've got a couple of boxes here. I've got one with RCA to coax and to go into the amp, and another one that's it's just got a little relay in it and would go into your power supply, and you can go from amplifier or from radio into this box and switch back and forth and allow different radios to key the same amplifier.
Good luck with that. It can get tricky. Keep us posted. Nice signal. Nice work on your part. Okay, let's see. Mr. Jim, KE5Q. What do you say, Jim? K5LYN.
Okay, K5LYN and an N, KE5Q. And I switched from the T4XB and R4B to the Tiara 4C. And using the Shure 444. And we're driving the Clipperton L. And that's going into the double bazooka Ultimax 8040. And hopefully this sounds a little bit better than that T4XB. And Dan, I appreciate that info. I'll have to look into that and see if I can adjust it, because I would do just what you said. I would just adjust it for lower sideband, because about the only two bands that I would operate would be 80 and 40 with the Drakes. Anyway, appreciate it. K5LYN, KE5Q.
Very nicely done, Jim. Good signal. All right. Hey, Don, W5DK, heard you way earlier this afternoon. How about it? K5LYN.
Hey, good evening, Lynn, and everybody. Doesn't look like I'm transmitting properly. Let's see here. Am I getting out? No.
Yeah, you are.
All right, I got a meter problem then. Hey, I'm on a TR4 and a D104 and an L4M. Same old station. Been gone for a few weeks. Glad to be in and checking in with everybody. And I heard somebody mention the blue plastic tent for the drakes. I have some extra material, so if anybody needs small pieces, I can definitely share what I got. We would be glad to give that glow. Back to you, Glenn. Lynn, thanks for running that. Everybody checking in. W5DJ.
Okay, Don, nicely done. Look forward to the next Ham Fest. Hey, let me back up in KA5CXG. Bob, are you back? Well, Bob can come back and let us know he's back. Now, did I hear W5EI Mike in there a while ago?
No, you caught me unaware.
Well, is that good news or bad?
Well, it's bad news because I switched back to my ICOM 7700. I don't want to soil the net, so I'll just say hello, everybody, and catch you next week.
All right, we'll be here. Good to hear you. It's been a while. All right, hey, Mr. Henry, W5HHW, you were coming in here like a house fire a while ago. Talk to us.
All right, Lynn, thank you. I'm running a TS900. It's about pre-1970 vintage and inverted V, and then I'm driving a 4813s and grounded grid, and I'm driving them kind of lightly, about 500 watts, and so I'm just proud to hear that I'm getting a good report on this old hand mic and the radio. I did a lot of alignment today. I went through alignment on it and did it all, so maybe that helped a whole lot. But anyway, good afternoon to everybody enjoying the net, and I hope everybody had a great day. Back to net control.
Okay, Henry, did you build that 813 amplifier?
Yeah, I built it quite a few months back.
Nicely done. We hear 2 813s pretty often, once in a while 3, but 4 is pretty unusual. How many volts you got on those plates?
3200 under load, a little bit less than that, Lynn. About 3250 under load. It'll I'm not gonna tell you a bull story. It'll do pretty well, believe me.
I thought it would, because I used to have the B&W 813 amplifier, and that was just 2 of them. And I did that much on 2 tubes, so we know what you can do, Henry. Nicely done. If you get around to it, send me a picture.
I'll sure do it, Lynn. I'll darn sure do it.
Yeah, I sure would like to see that. I'm a fan of 813s. They're hard to beat. All right. Now, did I hear Kansas City a while ago? And I may not have the call exactly right. Is that WA0... AKE or NKE or something like that? Well, maybe not. All right. How about N5PF? Phil, way over there in Mississippi.
Hello, Lynn. N5PF here. Hello, Rusty. Rusty, I wish you were closer to me. I got a 30L1 here that needs a little bit of extra help. And I'm not going shipping. And right now I'm not going to work on it. I'm going to try to find somebody local. I may change my mind later, but that's the way it's got to be right now. Tell you what, somebody's up the band and he's stepping all over everybody. It's rough. This is Phil. I'm located near Vicksburg, Mississippi, N5PF, and I'm running KWM2 with a Howser line mic. I got a 312B4, got a 312B5 hooked up there too, but I'm not going to it. Got a Eastern SC200 and a monocide skate top hole at 45. And back to net. This is N5PF.
Sounded great, Phil, and not quite as loud as you were on 20 the other day, but sounded great. Hey, there's several of us here that have worked on 30L1s, so if you want some advice, let us know. I've had 3 of them, and they're not that hard to work on, and you've got the skills to do it. After all, you've put 3 S lines together, so you know what you're doing. Any last comments, Phil? Back to you.
The only comments, I got to get my head straight to go into this thing. I replaced the feed on it, got the feed finished. I believe it was working when I got it. I powered it up, and it was showing 2,000 volts on the plate. Everything looked good. I didn't fire it up other than just see if it would work. See if it would come up, and it did. And I fixed the feet, and when I brought it up, it won't show the 2,000 volts now. So I've got a wire loose or something has happened, don't know what. Yeah, who knows? I gotta get the schematic out and start working on it, but I gotta get my hands straight and I'm not there. Brian, yeah, thank you.
Okay, one thing people often overlook is the electrolytic capacitor. That's the negative bias filter supply. And I think that also keys a relay, so take a look at that. It sure needs to be replaced. We'll be in touch, Phil. All right, hey, Robert, WW9W, bring us up to date.
Yeah, K5L1N and boat anchors. Good evening, man. Good evening to everybody. All the boat anchors sounding real good over here. This evening. The name is Robert, of course. We're located in Allen, running the KWM2 with the 312 also, and also the 30L1. Looks like about 650, 700 watts out. It all this going into my double bazooka 8040. I've got it up in an inverted V configuration. I'm using a Shure 444. Actually, it's a Shure 522. And Jim gave it to me. It was just a frame, so we took some guts out of a 440. A 440 or a 444 and put in here. It seems to be doing okay. But that's what we're doing over here, man. Appreciate you running in that as always. And you guys have a great evening over there. And I'm going to be standing by and listening to this beautiful sounding boat anchors. K5LYN, WW9W, back to you.
Very nicely done, Robert. Isn't it a nice night? I don't hear any static crashes or anything, just you guys. It's just spectacular. All right, we had WB1E a minute ago there, didn't we, Doug? What about it? Well, maybe he'll be back. Now, was W5ZZT, and I think that's Harold in there. Did I hear Harold?
Yeah, it's W5ZZT up here in Richardson and north side of Dallas, and tonight I'm on barefoot on my C line. I sold my B line down there to Justin, and he got him a real nice B line, and so I had to put this C line on there. I still got some cosmetic work to do on it, but that's what I got. It's an R4C, and it came with the noise blanker installed in it, which I'll probably never use, but it's in there. And the TX4C transmitter, like I say, running barefoot using a Shure 444 and just up into a inverted V about 50 feet up. So that's all we have here. Appreciate it, Lim. W5ZZT back to net.
Absolutely beautiful audio, nice strong signal into Austin. So nicely done, Harold, and great to see you here. I've had a lot of Drake equipment, but I've never had the C line, so I'm inexperienced with that one. But a lot of people are quite fanatic about them. Good to hear you this evening. Okay, I've got one more here that I'm going to give it to Rusty here. That was KL7CD. Hey, Mike, tell us about it.
Hey, Lynn, I'm here. Before I talk a little bit, let me ask you a question. Maybe you picked it up, but the fellow that had the 4 813s, I missed his rig. Can you contact him and let me know what his rig was?
Well, that's W5HHW Henry. Henry, are you still there?
Yeah, I've got a Kenwood TF900.
Okay, that's a modern rig, right?
Oh, no, it came out a little before the 520.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, great. I'll put you down for a Kenwood.
Yeah, it's an old radio. They didn't make a lot of them. They were quite expensive. They got vertical boards in them. And you have to have an extender board to really do alignment on them, which I had. And I just got through doing them. Anyway, thank you anyway.
Oh, man, always interesting to hear about a new rig I never heard of before. Okay, this is KL7 Charlie Delta. I'm in New Braunfels, Texas tonight. I'm running, my boat anchors are Hallicrafters Twins, SX117 receiver, HT44 transmitter, matching speaker and power supply for the transmitter, and operating in transceive mode. Frequency is provided by a homebrew digital display that I built up for this rig. And it runs to an amplifier SB220 by Heathkit. And running about 750 watts, something like that right now. To a Viking kilowatt matchbox pattern line from there to my loop. I got a loop. It's not a 160 meter loop and it's not an 80 meter loop. It's somewhere in between, 400 and some feet. And microphone's a D104. And I hope I'm making the trip. Back to you, Lynn.
Super strong signal, Mike. Absolutely. Sounds great. Now that you've got all that stuff working that great, what's the next project that's going to take your time up?
Well, last night, actually, I finished recapping the 516F2 power supply for my Collins station. I haven't smoke tested it yet. I took a picture of it last night when I finished it. I'm going to send that to you here later tonight, and I'll probably smoke test it tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to work fine. But I'll just say there was a lot of cold joints on the recap that had been done previously. So I'm glad to have that finished. And the hardest part is getting it back in the case and getting all the screw holes to line up so I can get it put back together. I'm going to test it first. And other than that, I don't have any, I have lots of projects, but nothing in line just yet. QSL?
Absolutely. One quick question. You said you had the case. Is yours one of the cases that had a speaker installed in it?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, that wasn't Collins equipment. I learned that. That's kind of odd, but apparently that didn't come that way, but most people have put a speaker in there. All right, and N5P, Phil, there's another guy with experience with Collins power supplies, so you came to the right place. Let us know what you need. Back to you for one last comment, Mike.
I don't have anything else. Really beautiful weather here this time of year. Glad to be back in New Braunfels, and glad I'm out of Ruidoso. 73, and I'll listen out.
All right, great signal. Okay, Rusty, let me throw it your way. And before you take any new check-ins, ask if there's any earlies that I missed. Let's get them in first if there's any out there. So, WK5R, take it away, K5LYN.
K5LYN, WK5R. Mighty fine there, Lynn. And first, that Kansas City station, I know who that is. That's Dan up there. WA0NXC. Are you up there, Dan? He's not there. That's the one I've been emailing with there, Lynn. So, are there any earlies out there that we missed before I start taking regular check-ins come now?
Whiskey 5 Tango Foxtrot.
All right, go ahead, Terry.
All righty, thank you. This is Terry, W5TF over here in Laurel, Mississippi. I'm on the 100V Central Electronics transmitter with a Drake R4B receiver, driving the SB220, about 800 watts looks like, to a homemade double bazooka up at about 45 feet. I do have one thing I want to put on the air here about an old friend that's in a nursing home. He's got a rig for sale. He's located in McKinney, Texas. Over.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. His call is Alpha Charlie 5 Mike Papa. His name is G.H. Golf Hotel Lundy, Lundy. We'll give a phone number, 806-336-9454. He was a dear friend of mine when I lived out there in the Panhandle, and he's since had to go to this nursing home, lost his XYL and all that stuff. His family lives there around Dallas. He's got a 440S speaker and power supply that he bought new, and he would like somebody to come get that, and he can't ship it, of course. And he'd like $450 cash. That'd be a good deal for somebody wanting to get into the hobby. The name of the nursing home or assisted living It's called Harbor Chase, 265 Plateau Drive in McKinney. So if anybody's interested in that, it'd be awful nice of them to give old GH a call and see what they can do for them. I appreciate the time and effort everybody put in to let me do this. W5 Tango Foxtrot, thanks so much.
All right, Terry, and I'm not going to repeat. I think everybody heard that. It might be a good idea to check the other nets, the other swap nets, and put that information out there on the 38, right here on 3870 on Friday night at 7:30. Sunday morning at 10 o'clock on 7245, and then Sunday night on 3922 at 7:30. Might be a good idea to catch one of those.
Okay, I got those frequencies loaded, and
by the way,
get
that's my dad's initials too. He went by GH.
7245, was that Sunday?
Anyway, hit freeze there, Terry. We'll catch you next time. Okay, who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
November 05, India Sierra.
Okay, I got something in the Sierra, and there was another station there. Who was that?
10 Golf Victor Kilo.
Oh, I got you there, Kurt. Okay, the station in the Sierra. Go ahead.
Whiskey 5, India Sierra, Rusty.
Go right ahead there, Ian.
Good evening. I had been on here lately. I run into problems with my drinking equipment, and I just picked me up a TS 830 today, and I got it on the air. I hope it's sounding all right. It looks fair. I'm running it through a solid speed amplifier, a 1306 to a double bazooka up at about 35 foot, and it's good to be back on and listening to the Boat Anchors, Rusty. W5IS.
All right, yeah, good to hear you there, Doug, and don't be a stranger. We'll look for you next week there. All right, in Hero GVK. Good evening, Kurt. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Rusty. WK5R. This is N0 GVK. Kurt up here in Nebraska. And this evening, Rusty, I'm running my Galaxy 5 Mark III and using the World Radio Lab SB44 microphone with that. And I have a matching VFO, a matching station console with the watt meter and phone patch. And just like I said, right there, put into on a soft surface and cut off about 40 feet. So that's all I'm listening, Rusty. Thanks for letting me jump in there tonight. WK5R from N0 GVK.
All right, Kurt. Always good to hear you from way up yonder in Nebraska. And the Galaxy's always work for you there. The Galaxy 5 Mark III there is doing it. It sounds good. I mean, the band is good tonight. And I've got a picture of one of those microphones on my website there. It's on my main picture there. It was sitting on top of some stuff, but I don't have it anymore, but it's in that picture anyway. So I know exactly which microphone you're talking about. Get you next. What's that noise? Oh, I hear something. Oh, wait a minute.
Oops.
All right, now I got it to stop. Here's that darn microphone cable. I got to change that thing out. Anyway, who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
WB4TW.
Okay, I got you there, Jim, and then with a WB4, and I didn't get the suffix. Come in.
Whiskey Bravo 4 Tango Whiskey.
WB4TW, go ahead.
Roger that. Out of Universal City, the handle here is Russell. Running a Yaesu FT101 EE. Would warmed up with the original SL2000B Yahoo. Anyway, there's a whole setup here that you can see on QRZ there. So from the 1970s. But we're running almost about 300 watts right now with it all tuned up on a off center fed dipole.
Okay, you said Universal City. Is that Universal City, Florida?
Universal City, Texas. 2-mile funnel to Randolph Air Force Base.
Oh, okay. I forgot there was one there, too. The first thing I thought about with the call was Universal City, Florida. Anyway, your Yazoo station sounds good there. We'll catch you next week. All right. Over there in Louisiana, the Jim. Go ahead.
WJ with a sore throat. So just put me down for the count. Take care. M5WJ.
Okay, go get you a shot or take a lozenge. We'll catch you later, Jim. All right, who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
K0SED.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Oh, good evening, Rusty, to all the boat anchors. K0SED and Tyler. Again, as usual, I'm on the trusty old Kenwood 520 at a Collins 30L1 to dipole about 40-odd feet, and that's about it from there. Back to you, Rusty. K0SED.
All right, Steve. Appreciate you checking in there. Kenwood always sounds good there. We'll catch you next time. Okay, who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
Contact.
Kilo 5, Tango Whiskey Romeo.
All right, TWR there, Steve's neighbor there. Let me catch Jim's contact there first there. Go ahead.
Just wanted to tell you aboard arrived safe. Thank you.
You want to tell me what?
Aboard arrived safely.
Oh, good. Right, yeah. Okay. Appreciate that. All right, TWR, go ahead.
Well, hello, everybody on the net tonight. David here, K5TWR in Tyler, Texas. Still using the old TS520 here. Looks like about 160 watts out. Using the MC50 microphone with just a dipole antenna at the 20 feet at the apex. It's just a half wave. It's not off center fed or anything. Just regular. You know. Anyway, don't have much else going on, but good to hear everybody on the net tonight. Talk to y'all later. Take care. Have a good one. K5TWR.
All right, David. Sounding good there on the old Kenwood. Appreciate you checking in. We'll catch you later. Who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
K5 Sierra Alpha Charlie.
Hey, good evening, Norm. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Rusty. And let's see, I think something's the matter here. Let me. Oh, hello. Now, boy, I had a mess last Wednesday. I completely lost today and didn't check in. So someone told me I was getting ready to fire up on Thursday night. Someone said, no, you got the wrong night. That was last night. So anyway, here I am, day late and $1 short. And hey, we had some good rains here, about 4 inches last Friday. We're going to duplicate it, well, maybe not that much this coming Friday. So the drought's broken, I'm glad to say. And still have nice, cool fall weather. Got some work done in the yard today. So everything's lovely. Back to you, and I'll try to remember next week, K5SAC.
Okay. Are you on your college rig, Norm?
Yeah, something ain't right. Let me see here. Oh, okay, there we go. I flipped the band switch, and now it's percolating like it ought to be. Is that better?
Oh, it was sounding good there. I just didn't know which one you were on.
That's the only boat anchor I got with the exception of a TR4 up in the attic. One of these days I'll drag it out again, but it's more trouble to tune up. I'm not fond of that radio. But I would never get rid of my old M2, KWM2, and 30L1. Had the transceiver since the mid-60s, I guess. That's a long time, and I'll stick with it forever.
Okay. Well, that thing sounds marvelous anyway. We'll catch you next week, Norm.
Thank you, Rusty.
Right,
good evening.
Out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited. Come now. Well, maybe I'll run to the end of my string there, Lynn. Jay, did you ever show up? Yeah, he's out of pocket somehow. All right, K5LYN, WK5R. Take her away, Lynn.
Okay, Rusty, do I sound like I'm in the right place?
You there? Go for it.
All right, yeah, big group tonight and wonderful conditions. All right, this is K5LYN Lynn in Austin on the Cheap and Easy SSB, a homebrew transmitter from the year 1956 out of QST. And KG7TR built a companion homebrew receiver to go with it. And it sure is a pleasure to operate it. All right, who else would like to talk vintage radio this evening? K5LYN, listening? Well, we might have covered the territory. One last call on my end. If anybody needs to talk to me about anything, failing that, I'll give it to Rusty and we'll wind her down. Great net this evening. Anybody out there? Maybe not. Rusty, wind it up.
Okay. Yeah. I got to get this microphone. I got to change out this cable on in this boom on my microphone, but I'll get that done. All right. We're about to wind down the net here. Is anybody else out there want to check into the Boat Anchors Unlimited net before we close her down? Come now. One more time. Last call for the Boat Anchors Unlimited. Come now. I hear nobody. Well, Lynn and myself and Jay, whom is conspicuously missing tonight, and a bunch of others, I don't know what it takes to put these old radios on the air there and make them work. We'll look for y'all all next week. So this is WK5R, now closing the Boat Anchors Unlimited net and returning the frequency to normal amateur abuse. WK5R. Boy, it sounds like everybody flipped the switch.
I hear nothing but crickets.
Yeah. Catch y'all later. I'm going to get out of here. WK5R.
Sure is beautiful conditions tonight, Mike.
It's incredible. I've heard you all talk about how it gets quiet and nice in the wintertime, but boy, it's been a long time coming.
Well, and those of us that are complaining of noise we hear in the summer, most of us find out that goes somewhere, and it's kind of a real enigma as to where it goes.